This is only Trey Yesavage's 4th major league start, but when he says he's built for this, he isn't necessarily exaggerating. His college coach at East Carolina, Cliff Godwin, recalls a game just 16 months ago when Yesavage took the mound and realized at that time he was coming off being hospitalized with a partially collapsed lung. He was pitching at home in the NCAA regionals against Chase Burns of Wake Forest, who would become the #2 pick in the draft. With all that going on, Yesavage outpitched Burns, going 7 1/3 innings, allowing only 1 run. Godwin said, "I've never seen a more gutsy performance."
All right, Kenny, and I know he says, John, that he's built for this and he's ready, but I got to imagine there's some crazy butterflies going on, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you dream of this when you're a kid, but I don't know if you dream of making 5 different stops to get to this point in 1 year. And he's a very unorthodox top of the height of 7.1 feet to deliver a baseball. So hitters don't see that very often. Straight over the top, fastball, split, slider, and so far so good of this youngster pitching at home in game 2.
Go get him, youngster, against the top offense in baseball this year. Still trying to get going in the postseason, though. It's the same lineup as yesterday with Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger, Rice, Stanton, and Chisholm. Ryan McMahon's at third, Volpe's at short, and Austin Wells does the catching. Yeah, Trey Yesavage, drafted just 1 year ago and started this season in A-ball. He said, "I think I've met everybody in the organization already this year," climbing each rung of the ladder. And here to the big leagues less than a month ago. His 4th start comes in the playoff.
First couple fastballs are going to tell you all you need to know about his calmness or the anxiety, and this disciplined lineup for the Yankees.
Here it is, strike 1 on Trey Grisham.
So the top of the zone, you see the fastball comes out way up high, right? Hitters are not used to seeing it. Top of the zone, if it's called, trouble for the Yankees.
He's 6'4", extreme over the top arm angle, highest release point in the majors, and that makes it an odd look for hitters.
It does. And what you see in his watching some film, he couples that with a great and even better split finger than some people think than Gausman.
The Yankees yesterday 0 for 8 against Gausman's splitter. There it is right there. That falls out of the sky.
Yeah, it floats. Again, north and south. That's where he's going to be pitching. Top of the zone, bottom of the zone. And that pitch right there is what's given the left-handed hitters for the Yankees all kinds of fits.
And because of that pitch, lefty's hitting just 160 against Yesavage, who's home with a 1-2. And he begins with a strikeout on that splitter.
Well, heartbeat, check. Pitches, check so far. But it's the right-handers that he's going to have to figure out how to get out. He's had less success against right-handers in his short big league stint than he has against left-handers. The good news for him, majority of the hitters are left-handed for the Yankees.
Bad news for him is the first right-hander he faces is one of the greatest hitters of all time, and Aaron Judge, who takes a slider outside. Aaron had 2 hits yesterday, but in the biggest spot, struck out with the bases loaded. It's kind of a microcosm of how the postseasons have gone for Judge, chasing a pitch that during the regular season you'd rarely see him budge at. And while he's hitting .400 so far in the postseason, he has just 1 extra base hit, and he's driven in just 1 run.
Nope.
3-0.
Oh, that's a great slider right there. He needs that pitch against the right-handers, and not getting the call. A good patient approach so far for Aaron Judge.
It is a 4-pitch walk, and Judge is the first base runner for the Yankees. Savage's parents making the trip up from Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Cheryl and Dave. Trey grew up on the family farm back in Boyertown, where he was more of a football player and an outdoorsman than he was a baseball player until he got to high school and started to focus on pitching. The Yankees have a base runner, and they have Cody Bellinger at the plate. Bellinger drove in their lone run with a bases loaded walk yesterday.
So you're already seeing the East-West is very tight called so far. Getting the call up still benefits him more. If he can get the top of the strike zone as a, let's say, an inch above it, he'll benefit. But this is the one issue. The one issue with that release point from time to time, he will have command issues. When the ball comes out of his hand, it comes out up. It looks great to a hitter, but the hitter cannot see that late hop. They swing underneath it, and then you couple that with the split finger. That's why he's had success.
He's missed with his last 6 pitches after striking out Grisham. He finds his own right here. John Schneider was telling us before the game that, yeah, he watched video of the kid as he charged through the minors this year and thought, man, that does look unique. But he said you have to see it in person to really appreciate how different it is. I think he's seeing him for the first time. Different guys have different ways of getting ready, whether it's watching video of him or trying to find comps of guys, but it's hard to find anybody to compare to this.
Yeah, that last pitch right there would be nightmare for the Yankees if he keeps throwing it there.
2-2. Check swing foul.
You just have to, the reason, you know, if you're sitting at home, you're like, man, I don't understand why do people keep swinging at a pitch that's way out of the zone. You have to respect 97, 98. And when it leaves his hand, it looks like it's going to be a fastball, and then it drops about 1.5 feet, and there's no time to really recognize that.
On another 2-2, a swing and a miss, and that splitter nosedives to get Bellinger.
It's straight over the top and straight down, and you can see there are going to be some funky swings. You can't sit on it. You just hope it's a mistake. You tell yourself to see it up, and if you see it up, it's going to stay in the strike zone. If you see it at the knees, it's impossible to be in the strike zone.
Ben Rice, this is an interesting one right here, John, because he looked like he had no chance against Gausman's splitter, but Aaron Boone told us he likes this matchup if he gets a high fastball.
Yeah, he's got to get that fastball. I don't know how many he'll get today.
Here's an 0-1. It is a fastball that's a little bit low, according to Adam Hamari, the home plate umpire. So postseason debut here for Yesavage. Coming off 5 scoreless innings, though, with the division on the line the last weekend. Splitter gets a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. He's got a chance to get 3 Ks in the first.
You can't get in between as a hitter, and what that means is when you're in between, you look lost, right? You're trying to get ready for the fastball. You don't ever want to miss the fastball as a hitter, but then you get that pitch and it makes you look like you're swinging underwater.
3 strikeouts in the first inning for the kid. It's the splitter that does it again. He's got proud mom and pop, Cheryl and Dave. He's got a whole country falling in love with him.